Alright guys, here we go. Email me if you have any questions. So let's get this done. So what I'm going to do, x equals this, and we're doing it by substitution, so we have to take this and put it in there and substitute it in and then simplify it. So we're just going to put that in here. And that's substituting it in, and then after that we're going to distribute and simplify. So we get 5y equals, 5y plus, that times that is going to be 3y minus 50 equals 10. So we distribute, so we get 5 plus 3 is then 8y minus 50 equals 10. So you add 50, you get 8y equals 60, divide by 8, and you get y equals 60 over 8, which reduces to 33 over 4. And then you take that, put it in the original. X equals negative 3/5 times 33/4 plus 10. We're going to use our calculator for that. If you don't know how to do that by hand, so then you get, we don't use decimals because we didn't start as decimals, so we get negative 99 over 20 plus 10. So we add 10 to that, and we get back as a decimal, and we get 101 over 20. So we get x is 101 over 20, and then y is, what was it, 33 over 4. Nice job. Keep it up, guys. Next problem. Using elimination. So we're going to add and multiply, and add. I noticed that the y's have different signs, so that's the one I'm going to get rid of. So I'm going to multiply the second one by 6 to get it to the same number, different signs. For the same variable to have the same number but different signs. That's kind of the goal. And then so we add that, so we get 31x equals 0 divided by 31, x equals 0. And that's okay if we get x equals 0, guys. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and put it back into the original. That is the easiest. I think the first original is the easiest. So we get 0 plus 6y equals negative 6. 6y equals negative 6 divided by 6, y equals negative 1. So that's going to be our answer. So we have our answer of 0 and negative 1 is our solution. Okay, next. Cost of 34 oranges and 10 apples is $8.30. 20 oranges and 8 apples costs $5.20. Find the cost of each apple. Purpose statement is going to give us the cost. So it's find the cost. So cost of oranges. Y is going to be the cost of apples, and both of these are in dollars. Okay, and so 34 oranges, 34 times x is going to be the cost of just the orange part, plus 10 apples, so it's going to be 10 times y is going to be the cost of just the apples. We add those together and we get the total cost. It's one of them. The other one is going to be 20 oranges plus 8 apples. It's going to be $5.20. Now I want same number, different signs. I'm going to use elimination because I just prefer that. So I'm going to multiply the numerator, the top one, by 8. I'm just going to do this and do that. So the bottom one by negative 10. And then I'm going to distribute those to all three parts. And we're going to get 34 times 8 is going to be 272. X plus 80y equals 8.3 times 8 is going to 66.4. Then we're going to get negative 200x minus 80y equals to 52. And then we're going to add those. So we get 72x. Those are going to cancel. 66.4 plus negative, by the way, it's negative 52. So it's 66.4 minus 52, so it's going to be 14.4. And then we divide by 72. And we get 0.2. So the cost of each orange is going to be 0.2, 20 cents. And then we're going to go ahead and take that and put it back into one of the originals that we wrote. I'm going to put it into the second one just because it's nice. So 20 times 0.2 plus 8y equals 5.2. So 20 times 0.2 is going to be 4 plus 8y equals 5.2. And minus 4, 8y is going to be 1.2. So 1.2 divided by 8, and we get y equals 0.15. And so we get 15 cents, or $0.15 to go from there. Here we go. Sum of two numbers is 20. So we're going to say, find the two numbers. That's the purpose. So we're going to say x is the first number, y is the second number. Sum of two numbers is negative 20. So we add them together, guys, and guess what? We get negative 20. Their difference is 50. We subtract them, we get 50 now. So we're going to turn around and add those two. That dies. And then we're going to turn around and 2x equals 30. X equals 15. That's the first number. So to get the second number, we're going to take that. I'm going to put it into the first one. 15 plus y equals negative 20. We're at minus 20, so we get y equals negative 35. And that's the second number. So we get 15 and negative 35 as our numbers. And we can check that by just typing it into the original. And we get the right thing. Great. Okay, next. I have 29 coins in my car and only nickels and dimes worth $2.05. How many nickels and how many dimes do I have? So, okay, so X is number of nickels, I'm going to say. Y is number of dimes. So equations, X plus Y, we have 29 total coins. That's what that says. X, amount of nickels plus the amount of dimes is going to be 29. Then we're going to talk about the dollars, how much money we have. So dimes or nickels are worth 0.05 times X. That's going to be the amount of money we have in nickels. 0.1 in dollars times Y. That's going to be the amount of dollars we have in dimes. So that's going to equal 2.05. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get same variable, different sign. So I'm going to multiply the first equation. I'm just going to multiply it, get rid of the y, so I'm going to multiply it by negative 0.1. So negative 0.1x minus 0.1y equals negative 2.9. Oh, so 0.05x plus 0.1y equals 2.05, and we're going to add those. It's going to be negative 0.05x. Those are going to drop out. So we're going to get negative 0.85, and we're going to divide that by 0.05. So we're going to x equals 17. That's going to be the number of nickels. Then I'm going to take that and put it into the first one. We're going to get 17 plus y equals 29, divide minus 17, so 29 minus 17 is going to be 12. So then we're going to have 12 dimes. And there we go. All right, next problem. Here we go. You have $450 and save $15 per week. Your friend has $800 and saves $8 per week. How many weeks will each of you have the same amount of money? Okay, so this one is going to give us an equation. We start at 450, and our slope is going to be 15 per week, so we're going to say x, and that's going to equal, we're going to say the amount of money we have. So we're going to say x is amount of weeks, and y is the amount of money. Okay, and then the next one is going to be 800 plus 8 per week. Why? When do we have the same amount of money? Well, that's when those two things are equal, when y's are the same. So we're just going to set these things equal to each other and then solve that. So I'm going to, I'm going to minus 450 first. That sounds good. So we're going to get 15x equals 350 plus 8x minus 8x minus 8x. We're going to get 7x equals 350, and x is going to equal, divide by 7, 50, so 50 weeks. Great job, guys. Keep it up. Next problem. Solve the system using any method. So it kind of depends on, method makes things harder or easier. I like to do elimination if it's not already pretty much set up for substitution, because substitution, a lot of times you get fractions in the middle of your calculations, and that's annoying. Whereas elimination, you kind of get rid of that. So I'm going to do elimination. I'm going to get rid of the y's on this. So I'm going to multiply the first equation by 2. And then the second equation, I'm going to multiply by negative 3, because I want the y's to have different signs, because they start out with the same signs here. So 18 times 2 is going to be 36. X minus 6y equals 18. Now we're going to distribute the negative 3, so it's going to be negative 12x plus 6y equals 6. We're going to add those. Notice how those are going to drop out. So we're going to get 36 minus 12, which is going to be 24x. And then we're going to do 18 plus 6, which is going to be 24, and we get x equals 1. After we do that, we put it in one of the originals that we think is going to be the easiest. I think the second one's going to be the easiest. It doesn't really matter, though. Minus 4. Divide by negative 2. Y is 3, so we get the answer 1, 3. Nice. Alright guys, this one's already set up for substitution, so I'm going to take this and put it in there. 2 parentheses 1 minus 4y plus 3y equals 7. Distribute that. 2 minus 8y plus 3y equals 7. 2 minus 5y equals 7. Negative 5. We're going to minus 2 now. Negative 5y equals 5. Divide by negative 5 and we get y is negative 1. Great. Then I'm going to take this, put it back in that one because I think that's the easiest. Plus 4x is 5. Nice. 5 negative 1. Good job. Alright, let's go to the next problem. This one isn't set up for anything, so I'm going to turn around and do elimination. So the first one I'm going to multiply by negative 3, or just 3. And then the second one I'm going to multiply by negative 4. Right? I'm going to switch those two guys. I'm going to get rid of the x's. Do you have to get rid of the x's? No, I just kind of feel like that. It's the way I want to do it. 4 times 13 it's gonna be a positive 52. So then we're gonna add those guys. Those are gonna drop out, and we get negative 11y equals 52 plus 3 is gonna be 55. So y is gonna be negative 5. Good. And then we're gonna take that and put it into one of the originals and simplify. And we're going to solve it now. 3x minus 25 equals negative 13. Add 25 to both sides. Add 25 to both sides, and we get 12, and we get x is 4. So we get our solution is 4, negative 5. Woohoo! Alright guys, this one's not really set up for anything, but substitution is going to be the easiest. I'm going to get rid of the x's by multiplying the top one by 2. Negative 2x minus 8y equals 14. I'm going to add these two. Alright guys, notice how when you multiply it, when you reset it and rewrite it, you get a situation where all of these guys are going to drop out. That's going to drop out, that's going to drop out, so you get 0 equals 28. And that's an issue because they don't cross, so we get no solution on it. We get no solution, and they're not going to intersect. So if they were the same, if it said 28 equals 28, we would say infinitely many solutions. You got to remember that too. All right, the next guy, what I'm going to do, we want to know which one of these systems has a solution of 0, negative 3. There's a ton of ways to do that. Probably the quickest way is just to substitute those in for x and y into each one of them and see which system has it's a solution for both sets of equations at the time. What I mean by that is when you substitute it in, it makes a true statement. So I'm going to put it into the first one. So we get negative 3, is that equal to 5 times 0 minus 3? Put x in with the x, put y in for y. Is that true? Well, that's going to be negative 3 equals negative 3. So that's true. So that guy checks out. Let's do it this. See if the second guy checks out. So 0 plus negative 3, is that equal to positive 3? No, negative 3 is not equal to positive 3. So this guy doesn't check out. But we did know that this checks out, so let's see which ones have that. These two don't have that, so right now, for now, I'm going to cancel those out in hopes that maybe this guy works. And if this guy's second equation works, we know the first equation checks. If the second equation checks, then we're done. And we say that that's our answer. So 0 minus 8 times negative 3 equals 24. Does that check? That's 0, so positive 24, is that positive? Yes, check, sweet, that's our answer. Alright, next question. When solving a system, which expression can be substituted in y in the second equation? So we want the first to go into the second. If we're substituting it into the second equation, we want it to go in for y, so we need to solve the first one for y. So I'm going to add 7x, negative 2y equals 7x minus 14 divided by negative 2, so we get Negative 7/2 x plus 7. Is that in here? Bam! See, nice job. By the way, good job and good luck. This is Mr. Showalter signing off. Email me if you have any questions, and peace. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you tomorrow.